We're here today at the Silver Bowl Museum in Asbury Park, New Jersey, with owner Rob Ilvento. Rob, tell us a little bit about your this place that you have here.
Well, the purpose of the Silver Bowl was to archive an era in American history. We're going to take the pinball from the 1933 to 1979, 1980 to the beginning of the solid state era, and hopefully archive that bit of Americana for everyone to enjoy for years to come.
And this museum is open to the public? In other words, people can come here and pay to enjoy all this?
Yeah, you can play, you can watch, you can look at the artwork. The artwork, as you know, is beautiful. It's an unlimited 1-hour pass for a mere $10, and you can have an all-day beach and back and bars and back. We're surrounded by restaurants and bars, and the Atlantic Ocean is 4 blocks east. So you can really make a day trip out of coming to Asbury Park, as well as Ocean Grove next door has many hundreds of bed and breakfasts for anyone who wants to make a weekend out of it.
A very historical area, Asbury Park, home of Bruce Springsteen, a local favorite.
And the Stone Pony is about 5 blocks away from us, and the boardwalk, the convention center. So there's a big resurgence going on in Asbury, and hopefully we're going to be a part of that resurgence and make a destination location for everyone in the Northeast to come and enjoy.
About how many games would you say you have here in the museum?
Right now it's about 92, and we have about 10 more games coming. Many of the wood rails are yet to arrive, but they should be in the next week or so. And it looks like we'll have capacity of about 102 to 105 games, and really the best of the best. That's what we're going after. You know, all the classics, many of the Add-A-Ball, wedge heads.
Now, Rob, you had mentioned having the best of the best. Give us a little bit of insight as to what you mean by that.
Well, we first of all, playability. You know, a lot of people like games. We want the games that play well. We do have a lot of the one-off games just for the appeal of uniqueness, but most of the games that we have here are really the player's choice games, the top-rated games on the databases, the top-rated games by referrals. We're trying to really assemble the best 100 pinball machines and arcade games in the way of the silver ball games, the bowlers, and the baseball games. No video games will be here. Mostly the bat and ball games, and we have the mini golf game, things like that. Really the unique games from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
So as I look around, I see, like you mentioned, the mini golf and the 10 strike. Those happen to be, you know, from my experience, some of the top arcade games mixed in with a lot of desirable wedge head pinball and early hybrid, like the mechanical Evel Knievel. That's one that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, it's one of 155 made, and probably 70 or 80 exist still. And that's an NOS play field, new old stock. So it's probably one of the best shaped games in the museum. That came out of my house, and that probably will end up back in my house at the end of the summer. So that's going to be a game that's going to probably be here for a 3-month stay. But we do have another one coming in from Switzerland, so hopefully we will keep an EM Evel Knievel in the house at all times.
Now, folks, it's important to understand that that's a big undertaking, that you'd be able to go somewhere and see a game like that, because very few of them exist. The fact that Rob has graciously decided to put one in the museum for all to see and play should be a big draw. I would think that collectors near and far would want to come and see such an assembly of really rare and unusual things under one roof. And I commend you for doing that.
Well, thanks, Kevin. You've been a big part of it. All the help and tutelage and the constant phone calls. I have many weaknesses, but aggression and perseverance are not one of them.
Well, the hard work seems to have paid off. You know, if you look around here, I got to say, when I came in this morning, I was duly impressed to see all the machines set up like this. It wasn't like this just a few weeks ago before I went away on vacation. So
yeah, everything has been done in the last 20 days. So we have a lot of work ahead, and we have a full-time staff on tweaking and fine-tuning and bringing out every game that's just going to move up the ladder, that they're all going to be considered the A+ games as we work on them on a daily basis.
What is it exactly that brought all of this about? What got you into pinball?
Well, I used to play in Asbury Park growing up in Long Branch, West Long Branch. My father used to take me down to the boardwalk with my family, and we would play games on a daily basis, you know, at least once or twice a week. And then as I got older, and you forget about the things you did in your youth. My daughter's autistic, and about 4 or 5 years ago, she played a game, Melody, at Borden's on Route 1 in Morrisville, Pennsylvania. And I noticed that she was able to occupy herself for a good half hour while I was talking to the proprietor there. And then I said, aha, that could be the moment that we can start collecting some games. And then eventually one game led to the next, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then little by little, week by week, we started collecting games, and now we assembled, I think, one of the top, selections. I don't know if it's the biggest collection, but I think it's a very select collection of games. And I think we can offer that to everyone to play them. I mean, the point is for the games to be played, and that was the purpose of the museum, to allow people to play the game. And I believe that if they're maintained properly and waxed and taken care of the way they should be, that these games are not going to wear down. The paint's not going to fall off. We just got to watch and do our due diligence on the maintenance, which we do. We have a great maintenance staff in, and we're only going to make the games better as the year goes by, because we'll be able to work on them full time, where if they're stacked up in a garage or an attic or a basement, over time they deteriorate. They're not going to get any better sitting around. So we think it's best for the games to be online and then playing, and we'll rotate different games in as we keep the collection moving, and trying to really, just keep it fresh at all times. And every year we're going to induct games into the Pinball Hall of Fame. So this year the 1979 games can come in. We do have a scattering of some solid state games just to tell the story of the transition. And over time we may allow 2 or 3 of the solid states in the best of that year to join their brethren in the Pinball Hall of Fame. It's for the pinball community. So this has been built for the pinball community. It's not about me at all. It's about the pinballs and the games. And this is, nothing new. Like I spoke to somebody this week, it's nothing new. It's just a redo of an era that's been passed by. Now we're going to archive that era in American history in the Silver Ball Museum.